Today in your homework, they are asking you to prove in detail why 3 times x times y all to the 5th equals 3 times 5th times x to the 5th times y to the 5th power. Now, in order to make this happen, we're going to have to consider a few things. First of all, if the directions say show in detail or prove, I know I need to use the identities and properties I learned in previous lessons to prove that what I learned today is true. So some of the things that we may learn or may need to use today is this idea of exponential notation. M times m times m is m to the 3rd. Also, the concept of the power of product. So if I've got something that is being multiplied and they have the same base, I simply have to add the exponents. And I'm not sure that we'll need this today, but if we're dividing something with the same base, remember we just subtract the exponents. All right, so let's see what we can do here. The first thing that we need to do is figure out if there's another way that we can write this out. So by the definition of exponential notation, I'm able to write out 3 times x times y 5 times. So here we go. I'm going to have 3 times x times y, and I need that 5 times. So let me use the smartboard to help us out. And we'll just clone that a bunch of times and save ourselves some handwriting. All right, so now let me organize this. Here we have 3 times x times y 5 times. So there you go. So I'm able to go from this step here down to here. So what's next? That's great. Well, once I have this, I need to remember that the commutative and associative properties of multiplication allow me to rearrange the factors. So because all of these dots are multiplication, it doesn't matter what order I multiply them in. So if I take this 3 here, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, etc., I can multiply the 5 3s by each other. Then, as you probably guessed now, I can take the 5 x's, all right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 x's, and multiply them by each other. And then lastly, as you've probably figured out by now, I can do the 5 y's, okay? Now, what does that do for us? What can we do at this point? Well, the last step is fairly simple. Now I rewrite each set of factors using exponential notation. Well, I know that 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 can be written as 3 to the 5th power. I know x 5 times can be written as x to the 5th, and I know that y 5 times can be written as y to the 5th power. So what we were able to prove is, in fact, that 3 times x times y to the 5th equals 3 to the 5th times x to the 5th times y to the 5th. And this is actually a power raised to a power, or a product raised to a power. And what we need to remember is that the shortcut to this proof that we just did is that this 5, this exponent of 5 applies to every single factor inside the parentheses. I hope this video will help you as you try to write out these proofs for homework. Thank you for watching Mr. Hatton's YouTube channel.